What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review. And this time I'm doing a review of Bloodrayne. And this particular game was released for Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. For this review, I'm going to be reviewing the GameCube version, which I currently own. Now, the game is really about this red-headed chick who is like a vampire, and that simply means that she's half human, half vampire. And in the game, the vampires pretty much inherited all of the strengths pretty much inherit the strengths vampires have, but not none of the weaknesses. The only weakness that a vampire has is like the water hurts them. Don't know how that works, but that's like what goes on like within the game at least. Now, Rain herself, she pretty much is looking for her father because the fact that he raped her mother, and it was the result of it. You know, and in the instructions booklet, it says that she was like killing. She was while hunting for her father, she was killing other people who were vampires, but she like ended up escaping authorities. Anyways, the game starts off with a vampire ghetto where you find a couple of guys wearing hoodies having a conversation. And one of them like, "What are we doing here?" Said, like, the other guy was like, "Be patient." You see a couple of people running, and the guy was like pretty much a man and a woman was running, but you don't know who they're running from. And the lady falls, and like the guy go to pick her up to get her on her feet, and all of a sudden you see this chain grab him by the neck, and he gets pulled into the alley, and you see like some rats running, and then you see his head, you know what I'm saying, because he got decapitated. And it's like one of the guys like, we don't need a vampire in our race. Like the other one, like this is not a vampire, like a half human, half vampire. And the guy pretty much explained that Rain was pretty much looking for her father, like I mentioned before. And the one lady pretty much revealed herself to be a vampire, and the one guy kept resisting in terms of wanting to hire Rain to hire her on the behalf of the Brimstone Society, but you don't technically know what the mission is from this particular cutscene. So they left like this their like calling card, as it were. Then Rain does this sweet roundhouse kick on this vampire chick. Then she took the blade, picked the lady up, and decapitates her. But then these vampires just come out of nowhere, but you pretty much don't see Rain leave, but she does with a grenade spinning with the pin already pulled. Then she jumps up on the roof where the two guys was. She sees the calling card, and the title screen comes in. Now you find Rain and another vampire named Mince, in Louisiana because there was this weird disease that the doctor quarantined to prevent it from spreading, and you're pretty much trying to find the source of it, which was called like a biomass, and you pretty much find um, like some spider creatures that affect the people in like Morton. Not only that, you have to like pretty much kill anyone who was affected by the spider creatures. You kill the spider creatures themselves, the biomass, take out the biomass, and pretty much rescue anybody that who wasn't infected. Which you do that, and then you go into this, go back, you go to the cemetery first, and these grave diggers say like, seeing everybody here, you go do all the missions, and like after you go back to the cemetery, those spider creatures pretty much capture everybody, and Miss was included in that. And then you like then you follow one of those spider creatures up to a certain point because of the simple fact that like I mentioned before, vampires are only weakness is water. So Rain finds a boat, goes to this boat harbor, and she finds some like a voodoo ritual that like looked like it was incomplete. So but Rain like pretty much quotes a line from a book that was there, and this is where you encounter the first boss. And pretty much with this particular boss, you attack his legs so he can could attack a certain number of his legs so he can attack his weakness, which is his stomach. And like once you defeat this particular boss, you Rain pretty much find his glowing rib beside his stomach, grabs it, and this particular rib was glowing, and ended up stabbing Rain in the stomach, and then this is where this Nazi comes in and pull the rib out of Rain, pretty much nearly killing her. You know, in the Louisiana part of it, pretty much end on that note. Then the next cutscene says 5 years later in Argentina, and Rain is in a hotel talking to a Brimstone Society spy named Bloodrayne. This is where you find out where there's this group within the Nazis where they was trying to help Hitler trying to succeed using their occult. The name of the group is called the Giga Grace Group. It's pretty much translated the anti-ghost group. And they're trying to look for body parts to this demon called the Liar, which you hear about it is they're called like relics. You know, you give them a file of different GGG officers and like any conspirators connected to the Nazi SS. So you like pretty much take them out, trying to prevent them to look for this specific relic. What you find out like later on, it's pretty much the eye of the liar, which is hidden somewhere in the mining facility in Argentina. Pretty much beat them to the punch in grabbing his eye. Not only do you grab this eye, the eye gets in the Rain's skull. Now you do have a couple of you start off with a particular power to where to find your next objective. You press right on the I want to say left on the D-pad to where your next objective is like a blue blob type of thing, which is called the Aurora. That's what it's called. And once you reach the before the Argentina missions begin, you're you have the other like power up where you press down, it slows time down. But in reality, you like running real fast. This is within the game, of course, where you're able to like dodge bullets and everything. You can use that at any time. And another thing, like you can use your blades to attack your enemies. And once the meter fills up, you're able to do this thing, called Bloodrayne. You can do you like decapitations. It's pretty much like you be chopping like lambs off, heads off more effectively, and once you get the eye, you will be like in a first person mode. It's pretty much like using a it's pretty similar to like sniping and using the scope off a sniper rifle. Anyway, you beat them to the punch by getting this eye, and the Nazis, since they couldn't decide, they found some creatures called Dayamites, and they found out that these creatures they couldn't control them, so they decided to destroy the one section where he found the eye at, and it pretty much destroys the mining facility. So what they have to do is escape that facility. And like once you do that, you find another file with more GGG officers to take out, and you pretty much stow away on the German U-boat heading to Germany. Yeah, this cutscene where you take out this one guy. He's like, and he is outright scared of rain. And anyway, then it starts off with the Germany's missions where she mentions that the Nazis got their hands on a few more body parts that belong to Belial. And instead, they ended up finding other creatures like vampires, but they was like some straight up killers. They really couldn't do nothing with them as far as containing them. It's pretty much one. It's around one of the half tracks when the mission starts, you know. And the main thing that you gotta prevent them from doing is finding Belial's heart. And at one point of the Germany mission, you pretty much fight governments because you thought she betrayed the Brimstone Society. And after that particular boss fight, you thought you pretty much killed her. But you ended up running into Mintz again. This is where she mentions that mentions that she's pretty much a double agent for the Brimstone Society. And she said she was the one that saved Rain's life when back in Louisiana. She gave her the two files, and she was revealed to be Darkman. She was doing all of that for the Brimstone Society, and Rain Mintz pretty much led Rain to Jurgen Wolf along the way. But Jurgen Wolf sticks up behind Mintz, and kill Mintz. And Rain ended up with this personal vendetta against Jurgen Wolf, but you're like pretty close to beating the game at this point. She made a promise that she really gonna take out Jurgen Wolf. That's it. But like Jurgen Wolf pretty much beat you to the punch into getting the heart, and the ritual was used to bring back Beliar. The main way to beat Beliar is to shoot his heart, and you have to use the first person mode to really get it done. Once you beat Beliar, she pretty much well kind of you know, and you still have Younger Wolf to deal with. Now, during this final boss fight against Younger Wolf, you pretty much have to find like different guns to shoot him, cause he like has some of Beliar's body parts in him, like a rib or eye or something. I forget which ones he got, but he runs fast. He able to use flame too. That's how he pretty much runs all over the place because of that. This particular boss fight is kind of tedious, and it would take somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to beat Jurgen Wolf. But like after you beat him, there's this like the cutscene where she cut off his arms and his head, and she pretty much flips him off afterwards. Then she finds Beliar's heart still beating. Then it turns black. Then she kicks it in this like drain looking thing. And she pretty much walks off, and that's pretty much like the end of the game. It's not. I didn't go through every single detail of the game, but this is pretty much the game. Now, from overall perspective, Bloodrayne is pretty good. Has pretty good level design, pretty good graphics, and has pretty good soundtrack. And personally, I do like the dialogue in the game because, like, it's at the beginning of the game, Mince was like, Mince told Ray the water won't kill her, but it can hurt her. Ray responded like, so does sticking a finger in my eye don't mean I have to do it. I pretty much like the dialogue in this game, but I do have some gripes with it. One of them is it's like the graphics didn't age too well, but it's kind of like I put it somewhere between, say, like Metroid for the NES and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, where the graphics didn't age well, but there's like other ones that's worse than that. But from an overall perspective, it's not that big of a deal that they didn't age well, because there's other games that age a whole lot worse, And another one would be missions only consist of like Louisiana, Argentina, in Germany. They could have had like the missions in like more missions in like other locations, like Poland or like somewhere in North Africa or something, But like compared to say the Louisiana stage, they made up for it in the Argentina and Germany, because those two are pretty lengthy in the missions. And another gripe, is the fact that in the Louisiana state, it pretty much starts off slow, but once you get to pretty much you get to Argentina, it really picks up right after that. Some people will react who play the game will be like, the fact that it starts off slow, it's not that big of a deal, It's not. It didn't stop me from. It's not that big of a deal, you know. But with that being said, if there's anything that if there's any if you like the game or you agree with my review, or if Bloodrayne is one of your favorite games, don't hesitate to mention it in the comment section. Don't don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Mike 5989 signing off.